Hi guys, so today I'm going to be starting something different this year. A lot of people like to do their monthly favorites videos, so I thought that I would start doing that, but definitely more gravitate towards the theme of this channel. So my monthly favorites, I'm going to be discussing a lot of things in the entertainment industry, so movies, TV shows, music, and gadgets and tech, as well as some video games. So I'm really excited to finally be sharing these things with you. It is officially February 1st, which is amazing. January was definitely a roller coaster of a month. A lot of things happened that I wasn't really expecting. Lots of heartbreaking things, but I also got to buy my first 2 concert tickets and sort of get started on grasping what I was going to do in 2018 and making a lot of decisions and plans. So I'm really excited to continue on with the new year. Okay, so the console that I've been really enjoying this month is the Nintendo Switch. I honestly didn't know how I was going to feel about this console. I didn't really do much research on it. My boyfriend was really into searching this and getting involved and figuring out what games were on it and everything. I did find 2 games that I am totally obsessed with and that I've been working really hard on, so I thought that I would share them with you. So we got another set of Joy-Cons, and they're these highlighter yellow color. I love highlighter yellow. I don't know why, so I'm obviously obsessed with these Joy-Cons. And then this is actually a Pro Controller dock, and it actually charges the Joy-Cons as you use it, and you can actually charge the Joy-Cons on the dock as well. It has a little dock with it. I really like the texture on here. I think that it's very smooth and that it feels really nice. The first game I'm going to talk about is Super Mario Odyssey. When I saw the trailers for this and everything, I was like, I have to have that game. I actually opened it and completed it. I had only gathered enough moons to get through with the game. I did sort of do some exploring, get some extra moons throughout the game, but then I completed it, so I went back and I am slowly gathering all the moons. I think I gathered all the moons for Peach's Castle, and I think I'm working on the Sandstorm world right now. But this is a really fun game. Definitely got a lot of replay value by going through and collecting all the moons. This game is a lot of fun. I also really enjoy the graphics and just the concept in general. I think this is something new and different to Mario that fans sort of needed, and I'm obsessed with it. So this is definitely a really good game. You guys should definitely check it out if you have a Switch. The next game was actually a gift from my boyfriend recently. Fire Emblem Warriors. I've been wanting this for the longest time. A lot of people were raving about the ones on the 3DS. I do know this is also available on the 3DS. Each time I went to GameStop or Walmart or Target, I always said, oh my god, I want to try that game. And he'd been listening, and he went and surprised me and used some gift cards and picked it up, which is awesome. And I'm obsessed with this. I love hack and slash games. And honestly, I was a little nervous to buy this because for some reason I was thinking it was going to be an RPG, and I'm not a huge fan of RPGs, but I absolutely love the hack and slash concept. I think that the cutscenes are beautiful. The story is kind of corny and cheesy and generic, but I feel like that's sort of every Fire Emblem game. And we're on chapter 14, I think. We actually played it together, and I think it's a lot of fun to play with someone else and a little bit easier. So yeah, I think this is a really awesome game, and I'm definitely obsessed with these 2, and I've been playing them a lot. The other game I want to talk about is Fallout 4. This is actually a game that I bought for myself for Black Friday. I decided to start playing, didn't think I was really going to get into it, didn't really know what to expect because I'd never really liked any of the previous Fallout games. I kind of just found them meh. So I didn't know how I was going to feel about this one. But it's really fun. I really like it. I love how large the world is and all the different decisions that you can make and the different companions, of course. I love the dog, but Cogsworth is definitely my favorite. I think that he's the most beneficial when it comes to fighting because of his freaking flames. That guy will destroy people. I'm actually at the end of the game where you kind of have to decide between the Institute and the Minutemen, and I started to do it where I was going with the Institute, and then Cogsworth got really pissed at me, and my heart was literally hurting, so I just stopped playing it, and I haven't played it since because I've been doing a little bit of, not necessarily cheating, but research to see what the different outcomes will be, and I haven't decided which one I want to do yet. So the next thing I want to mention is a Netflix original series called Lovesick. I was obsessed with this show when it first came out. I think this is a really awesome British sitcom. It's definitely really funny and quirky and just something you could definitely binge and finish. So when I saw that season 3 was out, I was like, oh my god, my questions are going to get answered. And oh my god, this season, you guys, was so intense. It was so different from the previous ones, and it was very story based around Dylan and Evie. And Luke, again, obviously, I felt like he didn't really have a huge part in this season as much as he did in previous ones. I really like Luke. It was awesome. I'm obsessed with this show. I binged it and finished it in less than 2 days. Ugh, it was so good. It was so good. I definitely really want to rewatch the whole entire series now. So season 1 through 3, I want to watch them all together back to back. And I'm so sad that I'm gonna have to wait like another year to see what happens next, because they ended it on like such a like moment. But I am obsessed with this show. I recommend it to all of you guys to go ahead and check out if you're like into like rom-coms, and just it's so good. It's so good, and they're British. Come on guys, that's just like a complete bonus. But I'm obsessed with it. I think it's a really awesome show, and you guys should definitely check it out. Speaking of TV shows and movies, I guess I also want to mention Baby Driver. This is another thing that I picked up for Black Friday and finally watched. I am obsessed with Ansel Elgort. This was a roller coaster movie. The ending, oh my god, but I really like this movie. I love the soundtrack to it, surprisingly. And I think that Ansel Elgort did a really awesome job. I thought that it was a really interesting story. And, you know, I'm a huge fan of the Fast and Furious movies, so anything with cars at this point, I'm down for. So to sort of have that in like a drama and like thriller mafia movie was just insane. I am obsessed with this movie. I think Ansel again did an amazing job. And if you guys have not watched this movie, I don't know what you're doing. And you definitely missed out, because this was only like $7 on Black Friday, which is a killer deal for this. So go find it on the internet somewhere and watch it, and you'll thank me later. The techie object that I have this month is the Polaroid Zip. I got this for Christmas, and I've always wanted one, and I think that it is awesome. If you're into journaling or scrapbooking, I think that this is amazing. You can print anything that you want. You can edit the photos. It has its own little printing app that actually lets you edit the photos and add borders, and I think that it's done a lot better than the Polaroid Zip camera. That one, when you do the borders and like you don't know necessarily how you're holding it and how it's going to come out, like your picture could be upside down or sideways, it's a disaster to try and figure it out. But with the app, you guys can actually know what your picture is going to look like, what the border is. You can put text on it, anything that you want. It is pretty expensive, honestly. I think it's overpriced. It was an Amazon deal of the day for about $70, which I still think is overpriced, but in comparison to what the price of Polaroid cameras are nowadays, I think that is in the same ballpark and around the same price point. The next favorite that I have is Collateral by Philip Phillips. I've been waiting 4 years for this guy to come back into my life, and he did not disappoint me. My full album review should be live at this point, so you guys can go ahead and check it out if you want my complete thoughts on the album itself. This is just an awesome album. My favorite songs off of this are Sandcastles, Don't Tell Me, Love Junkie, and My Name. So go ahead and check those out if you guys want to sort of taste for this album. I'm definitely more into the heavier rock influenced songs. So yeah, this is definitely killer. Can't wait to see him live in April, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm obsessed with this album. And the last two favorites I have are two artists that I've currently been obsessing over this month as well, because I am again going to see them live in April, and that is Max and AJR. Oh my god, these guys. I've been a huge fan of Max since he did his covers with Kurt on YouTube. I used to watch them all the time. If it had Max in them, I was more drawn to them because I was obsessed with Max's voice. And then when he started to do his own solo career and he hit his peak with Gibberish and recently Lights Down Low, I was so proud of him. He actually came to a mall like 30 minutes away from my house, and it was free and you could go up and meet him and get an autograph, and I had no idea. And then I heard on the radio the next day like, oh, we thank Max for coming down to blank mall today, and I was like, Are you kidding me? I was heartbroken. I was so upset. I was on my way to work, so I had the last day off, and I was so pissed. And then he recently announced about a week ago that he was going to be the opening act for AJR, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna go see him. I'm so excited. Bought the tickets. Had no idea who AJR was. And then I played their song Weak, and my boyfriend started to sing it, and I was like, you know this song? And he was like, yeah. And then he left the room, and I like turned it up so that way I could better hear it. And I listened to it and I was like, oh, this song! And then I found out that they're also the band that performs I'm Not Famous, and I used to be obsessed with that song. So I've been listening to their album, The Click, and I am overall obsessed with it. I think that it's so much fun, and I cannot wait to see them live. I think they're going to be really, honestly, so entertaining to see live. So that wraps up my monthly favorites for January. Did you guys like this type of video? Should I do more of them? Give it a thumbs up if you think that I should do these every month. I love you guys, and I'll see you again soon. Peace out, Girl Scouts.